Alright. TJ kept me up again. I know TJ Ronan over at the Michigan Football Channel at the Voice of College Football, talking about recruiting and whatnot. And I am on here to tell you this class is going to be unbelievable. We know that we got Bryce Underwood. There was a video on that. But even the great Jim Harbaugh never had a recruiting class like this one. So let's break it down, shall we? Harbaugh got the number one players in lesser states over the years. Utah, Maryland, Virginia, what have you. He got the best players at their position from time to time. But he never had a class where nobody is outside of the top 1,000. Yes, 19 commits, and all of them are in the top 1,000 in the 247 composite. Nor did he have top 11 top 300 players. 11 of them. I think the best he ever did was 9. If I had to go back and look, that's just off memory. Maybe he had 10, maybe he had 11. But Sherrone Moore in year one, really his true off season, he has 11 top 300 players committed. So I will look at those players. But first, I have overall stats for this class. 4 players are the best in their state, which means they are great regardless of what the recruiting services say. Their own state says they're the best in the entire state. That's a pretty damn good player, in my opinion. So, 13 players are in the top 30 at their position, according to 24/7 composite, so far in this class. 13 in the top 30 at their position. All right. Michigan has 4 of the top 5 players from Michigan so far, but they also have commits from 11 different states, with multiple commits from Michigan, Texas, Alabama, Louisiana, Florida, and Georgia. The latter 4 of those, Texas, Louisiana, Florida, Alabama are all talent-rich states, so we're getting a foothold in them states once again. So here's the class so far, and I'm excited about it. We got Bryce Underwood, the Michigan quarterback. He is 6'3.5", 205 pounds. He is ones across the board at his position, nationally and in the state. Our second so-called best player, according to 247 composite, is Andrew Babaloa, the offensive tackle from Kansas. He is 280 pounds, 6'6" in height. He is the 3rd best offensive tackle in the nation, number 14 nationally as a player, and number 1 in the state of Kansas. Tight end Andrew Olish is 6'4.5", 215 pounds. He is the 3rd best tight end in the nation, number 59 overall in the nation, and the number 1 player from Pennsylvania. Yes. Andrew Marsh is the wide receiver from Texas in this class. 6'1" is all, but 175 pounds is all. But he's ranked number 10 at his position, and he is number 70 in the nation, 15th in the state of Texas. So that goes to show you the talent-rich state of Texas. Wow. Texas has 15 players 70 and above nationally. Andrew Marsh is one of them, and he is coming to Michigan at wide receiver. All right, cornerback. Shamari Earls is 6'2", 180. He's the 12th best at his position. He is number 86 nationally, number 2 in the state of Virginia. Number 1 in the state, in the District of Columbia, we have safety Kanoa Winston. He is 5'10", 185 pounds, number 10 safety in the nation, 112 nationally, and he is number 1 from the District of Columbia. All right. From Michigan, the number 2 player from the state is safety Elijah Dotson. He is 6'2", 180 pounds, number 13 at his position, 190 nationally, and him and Kanoa Winston should bring up the rear of this defense for years to come. Cornerback. The first cornerback from the class is from Texas, and it's the second player from Texas, and that is Jaden Sanders. 6'2", 172 pounds, a slight build. He needs to add weight. But he's the number 20 cornerback in the nation. He is 207th nationally, and he is the 27th player from the state of Texas. Wide receiver Jacob Washington. So the second wide receiver, he is from Louisiana. This guy is 6'3". Yes, some height. 180 pounds. He's only the 25th best at the wide receiver position, which I don't understand. I'd rather have the height there with him than, say, the speed of Andrew Marsh. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But, bring them both on, and that's what we have in this class. 208th nationally is Jacob Washington, and he is the 7th best player in the state of Louisiana. Michigan gave us another recruit at offensive tackle, Avery Gatch. He is 6'5" and 290 pounds. He's the 15th best offensive tackle in the nation, number 271 nationally, and the 3rd best player in the state of Michigan. So we got that guy to join the team. And then we got a running back from Louisiana. So the second player from Louisiana is Jasper Parker, 6 foot, 189 pounds. So he's already got the weight. He's going to grow into it. And he is the number 21 running back in the nation, number 298 overall in the nation, and he is number 11 in the state of Louisiana. Then Indiana gave us defensive lineman Benny Patterson, 6'4", 245 pounds. So obviously defensive end, could grow into defensive tackle, but we'll see. He's number 35 D lineman in the nation, 338 overall, and number 6 from the state of Indiana. All right. Edge, Julius Holly from Georgia, the first player from Georgia on this team who has a lot of talent. But Julius Holly is 6'3", 230 pounds. How is he ranked so low at edge? 29 at his position, 360 nationally, and 50th. He's the 50th player from the state of Georgia. So 49 of 360 players are in the top 60 from Georgia. Wow, they are elite as a state. We got one of those guys. From Florida, running back Donovan Johnson is coming in, 6 foot, 205 pounds. He is 27th at his position at running back. He is 389th nationally and 55th from the state of Florida. And then we got a third player from Michigan. The fourth player, from Michigan, defensive lineman Bobby Conka. And this guy looks to me like he's going to do whatever it takes to win for Michigan. He loves the program. 6'4", 285 pounds. He's a beast. He has a motor like none other from what I've seen. 52nd at his position, defensive line, but 482nd in the nation. And he's 5th in the state of Michigan. So Michigan, there you go. 4 out of the top 5. We're missing number 2, I believe, or number 3 from the state. It's only a matter of time. Florida. Inside offensive lineman Caden Strayhorn came from Florida, and he is the second player from that state committed to Michigan. 6'3", 285 pounds. He's 33rd at his own position on outside linebacker, or inside offensive line, excuse me. He is 482nd nationally, and he is 64th in the state of Florida. Now, Tennessee. We got a guy from Tennessee, tight end Eli Owens, and I like him. He's 6'2", 243 pounds. He is 28th at his position, 527th nationally. He could be like that Max Bredesen type role going forward for Michigan. He's number 18 from the state of Tennessee. And then we got another guy from Georgia, linebacker Chase Taylor, who's a big guy. He's 6'3", 201 pounds, 70th at his position, 690th nationally. He is 80th in the state of Georgia. And then yet another player from Florida. The third player from Florida is another wide receiver, Jamar Browder, who is 6'3", 205 pounds. So he is already ready. 120th at his position at wide receiver. Don't know why. 106th from the state of Florida. He is 805th nationally. So I'm hoping for major flips to go with this class, just like the rest of you are. And I'm hoping for these flips. Isaiah Gibson, the edge from Georgia, who's the best in the nation at his position. Ty Haywood, the offensive tackle from Texas, who's number 4 at offensive tackle. Him to go with that will be awesome. Derek Meadows, the wide receiver from Nevada, who's the number 7 wide receiver. Probably the best in that state. We could get that guy. And then Bradley Gompers, the linebacker from Pennsylvania, who's the number 3 linebacker in the nation. And then Nathaniel Owasu Boateng, the linebacker from Florida, who's the number 13 linebacker. But, man, you can't have enough linebackers, can you? The depth. Let's go. All of this. All of this is taking place before the transfer portal opens up again. And I expect Michigan to bring in proven players from the transfer portal. These are the unproven players. They're going to bring in proven players in areas of need, like offensive line, which is always a need. But I think defensive line is a need as well. Secondary and linebacker are needs as well. Depth is always welcome on this team at every position. So I love what Sherrone Moore is moving towards as an unapologetic juggernaut that the likes of Alabama and Ohio State have been over the last few years. Every year is going to be great. It's legal now. It's all legal now to pay players. The NIL is here. And this recruiting class is only going to get better. And I expect 2026 to be even better. What do you guys think? Is Michigan going to be on a tear? Do you love this recruiting class like I do? Let me know. I don't talk recruiting much. I will talk about who is coming back from the existing team, who is coming back. And I will do a preview of that for next season. But we're still playing this season, and Ohio State is next. And tomorrow night is my preview and prediction for the game. And hopefully Michigan can win that, but we'll see what I think tomorrow. I'm going back and forth. I really am. Ohio State isn't as good as they think they are, and Michigan isn't as bad as everyone thinks they are, especially with the emergence of Davis Warren at quarterback. So stay tuned for that video. And then, going forward with this Michigan team, there's going to be a bowl game. There's going to be off-season stuff. So I will keep paying attention to Michigan football, always. But basketball and other sports are coming up, and they will take a front seat to Michigan football going forward this season. So watch out for that. Gosh. TJ, you got me all excited. All you guys over there on that channel. You got me excited, and Michigan has one hell of a recruiting class going forward in year one. This is Sherrone's first true recruiting class. Harbaugh left late. Sherrone had to hire a staff before he could even recruit. This is his first true off-season, and it's a good one. So stay tuned, everybody. Thanks, everybody. Have a great night, and go blue.